Hey, we're going to go ahead and get into the show today because I'm a little bit late coming in. I'm actually not at my own house right now. I am at Terry, my manager, my partner in crime, my bestie. I'm at her house because both my parents have passed away. And so I'm enjoying Father's Day. But I made a commitment to do a live stream every Sunday at 2 o'clock. So here I am. Today's title is, let me see what if we can, it's not do you know what time it is? It's Angels and Demons. All right, so question. Have you ever seen a demon or an angel? And I can honestly say that I think I have seen angels. Actually, I did see angels in a church one time. They're huge. Okay, they were like standing as sentinels in the front, and they had giant wings. Their wings were folded, and they looked like soldiers, only in white gowns. So I saw those kind of angels one time. But also, there's been a couple of times when I felt like an angel intervened on my behalf. The very first time I was about 10 years old. And back when I was a kid, I used to like to play with fire. I know that that's a bad idea. I know that children shouldn't play with fire, but I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was hot. It was hot. But also it was, for some reason, it was really cool to me. I liked fire, and so I would like strike matches, and I started smoking when I was 8 years old because I was the youngest of all my cousins, and all my cousins started smoking, so of course I wanted to as well. So I was 8 years old and started smoking Marlboros. Yes, I was that wild of a child. So anyway, I was playing with matches. My mom was at home. I was behind the house, and it was wintertime. I remember I had these really cool Indian bead moccasins that were really house shoes, but I wore them all the time at the house because, I was going through my I'm an Indian phase. And so I need to hold it up like this. I'm not really sure. Okay, so long story short, I'm lighting matches, and I start a fire behind the fence where my mom would like drive into her garage. And unbeknownst to me, I'm thinking it's wintertime. It was wintertime, but I didn't realize how dry the grass was in wintertime. And we had grass back there before as you drove into the garage, there was like a patch of grass on the other side, on the left, like where the passenger side would be. Where the driver's side would be, next to the fence. So I'm lighting matches, and it catches on fire. And I try to stomp it out with my moccasins, and it's only spreading. And so I'm starting to panic because it's getting closer and closer to the fence. It's getting wider and wider. And this kid, he's about, like, I don't know, 14 years old, shows up out of nowhere. I'd never seen him before in my life. I'd never seen this kid before in my life. And I knew pretty much all the kids in the neighborhood. I was the friendly sort, I was up and down a lot. And he was walking in the alley. And he came running up, and he started putting the fire out. So he puts the fire out, and he starts yelling at me, saying, "Stop playing with matches. You started the fire. Stop playing with matches." And I lied. Lied like a rug. I said, I didn't start this fire. He goes, "Yes, you did." He said, "Stop playing with matches." And I left, and he left. Never saw that guy again. Never saw that kid again. So I chalked that up to being an angel because literally he saved my whole house. My whole house was about to catch on fire. And he saved me. So the next time was when I had something called breast fever. And breast fever is when you're breastfeeding your child and you get an infection in one of your milk ducts. I had such a bad infection that, I don't really want to go into all the gruesome details, but I was sick, so sick. I will tell you this one thing. I had like 102 fever, and I was trying to drink some water, and I drank the water, and I was so sick. I just threw it right back up in the glass, and it was just as full. I mean, it took about, I don't know, as soon as it hit my stomach, it went right back up again. And so I was super sick. And I couldn't go to the doctor. I was too poor. I already had one child, and I was breastfeeding Brianna. Hi, Brianna. Okay, so that's my second child. And I got this sick. And this really tall, I would say she was in her 40s, came to my house. And she said that a friend of ours, sent her. And she tried to talk me into going into the hospital. I said, I can't go into the hospital. I'm just going to wait this out. And, but she was like so tall. She was over 6 feet tall, y'all. I mean, way over 6 feet tall. And she was mad at me too. She was just like, you're just being stubborn. You just need to go into the hospital. And I'm like, I cannot go in the hospital. This is going to be over. I'll tell you another point about your body. This, having breast fever, helped me realize that your nerves, all of your nerves, you know how they say that all your nerves go to the bottom of your feet? That is true. That's true. Because I would try to breastfeed her, and I felt the pain all the way down to the bottom of my foot, the bottom of my feet, all the way down. And so I was super sick. The next day, there were antibiotics sitting at the door of my house. And so second time I probably had an encounter with an angel. Now I'm going to tell you about an encounter with a demon that I had one time. I was selling the house in Garland, Texas on Calvin. I think it was 518 Calvin Drive in Garland, Texas. And so I was selling it, and we were moving to Memphis. And I was by myself, and we had, long story short, we had painted the house. And so painted the bedroom, and I was by myself. My husband was working. He was ship. My husband was working in Memphis, and so I had to I had to sell the house. I had to stay home and sell the house. And so the bed was away from the back of the wall. It was in the middle of the house, and there was a window. When you lay down on the bed, there was a window parallel to the bed, and there were no curtains on the window because, like I said, we had just painted the house. So I was laying in bed. I had my baby Brianna and my 2-year-old in the bed with me. I was super scared, and all of a sudden I heard a dog, probably my dog, barking in the backyard, and he was just barking furiously. And I was so scared I couldn't go to sleep. I was just like, I was petrified. And I mean, I was 28 years old, and I really used to be like scared, afraid, super afraid of being by myself. And so